Well, world, here is the new channel mascot. Ryder, come here, baby. Everyone meet Ryder. Come here. Look it. Come here. You want it? Go. Good girl. Before we get into this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to Bruce Sr. from Southside Sales and Service. Without him, this project would have not have happened. It was a lot of fun to do this project with him. He was very excited about it. And just a big shout out to the entire Southside crew, not even just Bruce Sr., the entire Southside crew for making this all come together. You guys are all a bunch of good guys. If you guys watching this need anything, give them a shout, tell them I sent you, and they will help you. What's going on, guys, and welcome back. So that is new mascot for the channel. That is Ryder. She's a little Frenchie. Very excited to have her. She will be in a lot of stuff. But onto the video that everyone has wanted to see and everyone has wanted and begged me for. And finally, we were able to get our Indy 9R project on snow. So you are just tuning in. We took a 2023 XCR 136. We pulled the motor out of it, and we put a factory 9R motor right from Polaris. So some people may not know what a 9R is. It is a 900cc two-stroke that Polaris built for the mountain sleds this year. Pretty much it has a lightweight flywheel, or lightweight, well, it does have a lightweight flywheel. It has a lightweight crank, which is really just a 650 crank, and a big bore, and there's some other odds and end components. Has a lot more mid-range and a lot more torque, a little bit more horsepower, but it's very responsive from what they were telling us. So we wanted to see what that would do in a trail set. So that's why we built this. And no, it's not behind me. That's my boost. This trip that we went on was this past weekend, and it was just crazy. We did a ton of testing, and I didn't really have a chance to pull the camera out and talk with Bruce and get his side of things. So what we're doing here today is this just the intro. We're gonna have some riding footage, which I want you guys to listen to and kind of watch how the sled reacts. And then at the end of it, I will give you my synopsis and my opinion of how that motor worked in a trail chassis. And it's a very cool project. I was very excited to get it on snow finally. It's been a lot of build up to this, and I know a few other people have technically done this project, but you know, I'm here documenting it for you guys and showing you kind of step by step of what it is, and then our opinions at the end. So check out some riding, and then I will talk to you guys at the end. right, guys, so all I can say about this sled is, wow. It is insanely responsive. It is so torquey. It pulls through the mid like nothing really that I've ever felt. It is very, very, very different from an 850. It's very, very different from a boost, which we'll get into kind of differences in speed and stuff like that in a different video. But we are just talking about the 9R. So it is instant throttle response. When you want it, it's there. It's kind of, and coming from a race car background, we had motors that we call them light switches. It was either on or it was off. There's no in between. And that's kind of how I felt like this thing was. It was like, even if you're coming through a corner and you wanted just to kind of give it a little bit, it was like, what? It's right there. It's immediate power. There is no delay whatsoever. And again, that could be the way that we have it clutched, the way that we have it geared, but the motor itself is just, it's very different. It sounds different, it feels different, it pulls different, and it's just so responsive down low. I don't think has the legs of the boost, but again, that's for a different video. This thing from corner to corner is just like, it's there. There's no other way to describe it other than just responsive and immediately right there power. It revs right to where it needs to go. It pulls, you could get on the gas and right back on the gas and it's immediately there. So, and that was what this motor was designed for. It's designed for responsive. I think they actually built it as a mod motor for the hill climb guys and I don't know those classes, but I'm pretty sure that's kind of how the progression of this motor came from or where it came from. And I mean, they knocked it out of the park. Again, this is just the first time on it and we ended up changing, some stuff, but the engine itself, doesn't matter what clutching or what gearing you have in it, that thing is immediate. Coming from a snowcross background, I mean, I've ridden the snowcross sleds, which they engage very high. They're very low end based. I've ridden the mod sleds, and this is pretty much, and this is kind of what Bruce said. He goes, it feels like a mod snowcross sled, but with twice the amount of power. And it's in a trail chassis, so it's even crazier than we could ever really imagine. My arm's getting tired here. But it just is corner to corner, and guys that are riding in tighter trails, this thing is and will be, if they do come out with it, the #1 sled for doing that kind of stuff, because it's just it's so responsive. I mean, it really is. It is a factory mod, but runs on pump gas. So very, very impressed. I think Polaris crushed it with this motor, and I'm really hoping that they do put it into a trail chassis next year, which I know what a lot of you guys want is a 9R in a trail chassis. Most people want it in an XCR. Some guys want it in an Assault. We just chose to put it in an XCR. It kind of fits our riding. I think Bruce crushed it on the suspension. Again, in previous videos, we talked about kind of what he did, and he went through, valved everything where we thought that these things should be coming, and not that there was a lot of bumps there as you saw in the video, but there were some sections that we didn't get on video that it just worked flawless. But as for power and power delivery and responsiveness, this thing is just kudos, and it's beyond what we could think of. I'm trying to think of anything else that I could tell you guys, and I really can't, other than just it's explosive, very, very responsive power. And I'm probably repeating myself, but I can't express enough how explosive and responsive that this engine is. And as we fine tune it a little bit more, as we get some more miles on it, we got probably 80 or so miles, we will just make it better and better and make it, exactly how we want it. But for baseline setup, this motor is incredible. So that's probably going to do it. There's not much more that I could tell you guys about this thing. And I just hope that all of you can feel this one day, because it's very fun. It is a lot of fun. So that's going to do it for this part of the Indy 9R build. Again, next video coming will be some more high-end pulls and longer pulls and drag racing between the 9R and the Boost, and you guys are going to see some interesting things. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.